Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 3 of Stark Raving Matt. As you guys already know, I'm sure, we did this a couple days ago. Didn't really work out so well. We had some lag issues. YouTube didn't really want us to do our podcast. They kept banning us for whatever reason. But we're back. I think the lag issue's fixed. I really don't want to jinx it, but fingers crossed. We're doing a regular show to make up for it. The topics are similar, not the same. We wanted to brush over some topics that we covered in the last show but kind of got cut off, and do some Q&A stuff also, so make sure to prepare your questions when we get to those topics. I am joined for the first time by Mr. Mike. You may know him.
Happy to be here.
Yeah, and we're going to talk baseball. So Mike, just let me know how the chat's doing periodically.
They're doing well. I'll keep an eye on it for you.
Awesome. So I guess we'll just talk about the first topic, the Astros Scandal. I don't think I need to really summarize this for everyone watching because, who likes baseball and doesn't know about what's going on right now? So I guess first thing to get into it, Mike, do you have any thoughts about it that people that don't know that you think about it? That was a weird way to ask that question, but
I guess if you want like the abbreviated versions of my feelings, I think it's unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
But the biggest problem is that we really don't know that much about it.
It's true.
Like I'm not defending anybody involved here, but the internet was so quick to like come up with anything they could even think of as like evidence. So I think this kind of proved that like masses of people love having a villain, and the Astros quickly became the villain, and I think that's why this got so big, is everyone gravitated towards just having a villain from the get-go.
Yeah, that's fair. Do you
look
think
at
what were you saying?
Sorry? I was like, look at the buzzer stuff. Like, we don't even know about that, but everyone's running with it.
Yeah, it's true. But as like a counterpoint, since they were accused of this stuff, do you think it's like unfair to assume that there could be more? And
that's
and bite on leads?
Well, that's the price you pay when MLB decides that after their investigation, they basically said, yeah, you did the banging on the trash can. So yeah, that opens the door to more stuff like that. But like I said, we just don't know. Like people want to go to the Altuve clip, but that doesn't really say that much at the end of the day.
Which one? The World Series one? The walk-off?
No, the one when he
the ALCS
took Chapman deep and then he like tugged at the jersey. We don't know what happened. Everyone wants to be internet detective, but like how many times can I like stutter and repeat myself that people just want that enemy? And now that they have a possible, like, fan in the cookie jar moment, that they just want to run with it and hope that they're right.
It's true. I understand that part about it. I will provide a counterpoint, though. In the form of let me just tell you what I'm thinking. You know who Chaz Palminteri is?
Yeah, actor.
So, did you see the video he made on Twitter, I think yesterday, 2 days ago?
I did not.
So, he was, I don't know if it was like a book he wrote, but he was referencing something. I assumed it was something he wrote. Could be wrong, I don't know. Regardless, he was saying like every liar does basically 3 things. And he was going in through the Rosenthal-Altuve interview, and everything that Altuve did checked off boxes like have one reasoning and then say something else, stuff like that. So it was interesting to see that side of it, breaking it down that way. Because it seemed kind of sketchy, but I do get what you mean, that people are kind of jumping to conclusions about that kind of stuff. But
I don't want to do that personally, because so many, like, remember there were so many things early on about people tried to immediately say they were doing stuff this year even before there was the buzzer talk. Like when the first videos came out, people were already assuming they were just doing it even though there was no other trash can clips since.
Mm-hmm. So, in general, I think you and I talked about this the other day. Do you think this is overall good or bad for the game?
Depends on what part of the game you want. Like for the league itself, it just depends on how widespread this is for me. Like if it's a couple bad apples, you can probably recover from it quicker. Yeah. If like all 30 teams are doing this, then it's a problem.
Yeah,
well, it's obvious. Well, I should clarify. It's a problem anyway if you're doing that, especially when the teams win the World Series. But as for how easy it would be to recover, it just depends on the scale of how prevalent it was.
Yeah. So, more recently, I think yesterday it was, the newest, like, not development, but Just the newest drama to come out is the interviews that guys like Altuve, Bregman did yesterday. I'm on the side of, I'm sure they had a long conversation with whether it be their owner or higher ups, whatever, on what to say. Do you think that they should have maybe at least said sorry instead of not acted the way they did, but said the things that they said? Maybe even just acknowledging
Well,
it?
it depends on like, there's only so much you could say without like completely burying the organization, even if it's by accident. So they probably were coached because that's a smart thing to do if you are the organization. I guess like they're in a spot where it's probably really hard to admit they did wrongdoing because they did it for so long, and they probably, in the case of the stuff that Major League Baseball did say is like proven, they're probably really embarrassed in the first place. They probably don't want to admit it because everyone probably already knows about it at this point. So, but what I do think I've seen more of the interviews of the Mike Clevenger people, of people who just like cannot stand it.
Yeah,
and that's a little more. I think that's going to pick up more traction than even if the Astros apologize.
that's true.
Personally.
My biggest thing, going into 2020 is I don't see how the Astros can go into any stadium and it's not going to be absolute chaos. I feel like the fans are, like you said, they're extremely upset, very vocal about it. And I feel like at least in 2020, the first year after this, every stadium that they go in on the road is going to be like Yankee Stadium was before. It's just
people are going to travel because they want to see this villain.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be really, really interesting to see. Probably won't turn out too well. I can't imagine many good things coming out of that, but it's going to be.
I looked at their schedule a few days ago. They go to Yankee Stadium for a 4-game set, but it's in September. So I guess this is the ultimate test of if time heals all wounds over in the Bronx.
Ugh, Yankee fans don't forget, man. Oh, man. That's going to be bad.
I don't think any fan is going to forget this for a while. People still talk about steroids.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of steroids, I saw a tweet today. I don't know who it was from, but is it true that when people were getting, I don't know if it was banned or they were getting punishment for steroids, I guess during the steroid era, that they were banned from the postseason? Did that happen? I think I read something about that.
I remember D. Gordon was going to be banned from the postseason that year if the Marlins made it. When they made that run in 16 before they came a little short.
They were threatening him, or they did it?
No, they actually when D. Gordon was suspended for like 80 games, it was like 80 games, and if the Marlins make the postseason, which was a big deal because the Marlins were like in the hunt at that time.
Got it. So in terms of PEDs, like, do you think this is worse or better? I mean, how do I word this?
I think there comes with two sides for me. Like, because it's teams that won the World Series, that's a big part of it. But steroids, like 15% of the league was in the Mitchell report. Like, don't quote me, but it's something in that general vicinity. But like, if it's only, let's say 5 or 6 teams doing it for this thing, I think that it just depends. Like I've kind of pointed out, it's more about the scale for me with something like this. Yeah,
and like you said, this could keep going. We have no idea how far this goes, which is kind of like the most interesting thing about the entire thing. But we'll see. Maybe somebody else will speak up. Who knows? I don't think Jessica Mendoza would like that, but you never know. We'll see. See what happens. Something I will say that's not related to this, just in terms of the show today, for those of you watching, this is more of a makeup episode because, like I said, the last one was a complete mess. So it's going to be a bit shorter. So we won't spend too much time talking about certain topics. It is going to be shorter, and it is on the later side. So just wanted to throw that out there before I switch gears here. Anything you want to say about this scandal one more time, Mike, or just do some Q&A?
Not about the scandal, but I do want to, I guess we can call this episode 3.5 of the Stark Raving Matt show.
That's fair.
We can leave the deleted one in the playlist as like a memento. We apologize for the other night, by the way.
Yeah, that was a mess.
Yeah.
But I will switch gears here. I told you guys to bring your questions because we are doing a Q&A portion. Mike's going to be looking at the chat. He's going to relay any questions to me. So I guess we'll take questions for, 5-10 minutes, however long we go, and then we'll switch gears.
You want me to start looking right now?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So post your comments in the, or questions in the comments, and we'll get to answer them.
All right. Top one here that I see is David Ortiz a first ballot Hall of Famer?
Question, because I actually don't know the answer to this. Was he actually proven to be taking steroids? Because I actually don't know.
I want to say yes, but I'm gonna hit the Google right now and just like triple check. Let me see. PED positive. Let's see. Yeah, he did fail a test.
So I have a very, not interesting, but I guess complicated relationship with steroid users. I know at least some baseball YouTubers who are okay with them being in the Hall of Fame. I, for one, I don't know. I'm still not 100% sold. I'd have to say no, but it can go either way for me because I haven't really developed enough of an opinion on it.
Me personally, I don't like the whole first ballot talk. For me, it's you're either a Hall of Famer or you're not. So my answer to would I put David Ortiz in the Hall of Fame is yes. To answer the question, like I don't like how arbitrary you can be with like first ballot kind of thing.
What about Larry Walker?
Like Joe DiMaggio was like a fourth ballot Hall of Famer.
All right, that's a good point. All right, we'll field the next question. We'll make these kind of quick answers.
I see. What do we think of Donaldson with the Twins? I think we should save that one for the MLB offseason. So I think let's promise to talk about that first.
I have a juicy prediction for Josh Donaldson. If you didn't see our Twitch stream a couple days ago, that we'll get to.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think about the future of the Oakland A's? They will always surprise you. So we have no idea. So they are always their MO is looking like they're going to win like 73 games and going into the playoffs.
The thing is, though, while they're usually, I guess, surprising, they're very not that by always losing in the first round of the playoffs. It seems like they can't get it their own way when it comes to October.
I wonder how they would do when they're in like a series again, because the last few times have been like wild card games.
Was their last series against like the Tigers in like, what was it 15?
I think so.
That's when they won it.
I think it was like 2000, like when Cespedes was there.
Did they lose in the CS too? Oh no, that was the Tigers.
Not the CS. No, they lost
the CS was the Tigers.
Or division series, I think, maybe something like that.
Yeah, but you never know with the A's. We'll see what happens with them.
Question specifically for me: Do I regret the Nationals video? No, I don't, because it was accurate information at the time. But I guess you could say I did address it on my solo channel that it was at a very different time in both my life and this channel's life. So even though that I'm attached to that project, I'm not going to completely disavow it just yet.
Can I comment on your video real quick?
Go for it.
So something that I find funny is a lot of people like ask that kind of question about that video to you, but you even say in the end of that video that you admit that it could be outdated within a year's time or 2 years' time. And then you say they win a World Series and make a deep playoff run, then your video is basically obsolete. So you kind of already like commented on that.
Can the Marlins turn it around? I think that the Miami Marlins can be saved, personally. I don't know about you.
I mean, they've got some good young players. The rotation's pretty good.
More than just like, as someone who's been to Marlins Park quite a while, like quite often, I can probably safely say that the potential to turn the Marlins into like a staple of the city is there. They just need to like get the ball rolling a little bit.
They need to give their fans something to be excited about.
I think they're working on it. They're trying to play the long game because that's what worked for, like the Cubs are a big example of the Cubs. Like before the Astros even did the fire sale, all that, the Cubs quote tanked for a little while, if you want to use that word.
Yeah, it's a good word to use.
What about you? What do you think? Can the Marlins turn it around?
I think so. I mean, I think the first step is to improve the culture over there. I mean, don't they have one of the lowest attendances in baseball? Again?
Yeah, they do, because I guess we can say it now that the ownership change has gone through. I think that what happened with getting Marlins Park and the Loria administration is the people of Miami, not trying to generalize, don't really have as much trust as you'd want in the organization as a whole. So they just got to mend that bridge.
Why does that seem like a Florida thing? Like the two franchises that come into mind with stuff like that are the Rays and the Marlins, in terms of like fans wanting more, low attendance, culture's kind of iffy because of it. Is it just a Florida thing?
It's just a coincidence.
Yeah.
Or we'll have to do a deeper dive into that, or someone has to study it. Can Mike Trout win MVP in 2020? He certainly is in position to.
Yes.
That's all I'll say.
100%.
How many more questions you want to take?
2 more questions.
How many you want to take? Two more questions. Yeah. Remember when the Baltimore Orioles were good? Yes.
Nope. My memory's not good enough.
Did they have the best record in the regular season like 5 years ago?
Was it actually the best record?
I think they. Let me see. Let me look at their. I think they won 95 plus games a few years ago.
When
hit
they had,
Wikipedia and Adam Jones. Let me see. I'm gonna go hit the Googles.
Okay.
Baltimore Orioles.
Hardy, Markakis, Jones, Davis,
Machado.
Machado, yes.
Let's see. I think they won 95 plus games a few years ago. Let's see.
Wow, that seems like a generation ago.
96 in 2014.
Did they win the division?
They did. 96 games. You know, when your division means that your division was ridiculous.
I mean, it's the AL East, though. You never know, especially with
the Giants didn't make the playoffs at 103 wins one year.
I do not remember that.
It was in the early 90s.
Well, that makes sense.
All right. Last question. Let's see. Are the White Sox a legitimate playoff contender?
I want to save the predictions for the off-season part because I want to talk about the White Sox. Choose one more question, and then we'll answer that question later. I promise. We'll get to that.
Okay. Let's pick out one more, W here. Scrolling through. I'll end it on a fun one. Have we read or watched Harry Potter?
Yes. Read all the books, watched all the movies.
I did not read the books, but I have seen the movies.
Was that from the Newt guy?
Indeed.
There it is. All right.
Ended on a positive note.
That's true. We will end there on the Q&A. We'll go back to another one later at topic number 4. But
something we should mention, though.
Sorry.
Real quick. I don't mean to cut you off, but we should mention at this point. We do have the membership program.
Oh man!
So, Matt, if you want to go in a little more detail.
Oh, you're gonna pin this on me? Oh man. Okay.
I'm not pinning it on you. I'm just saying you're the showrunner.
So we have at the bottom right of your screen, you see the average guy, Louis Dowski, Joshua Amato. They're all members of the channel. I just posted sneak peeks to future videos yesterday. That's one of the perks you get from being an MVP member. That's like $5 a month. If you want a cool badge next to your name in the chat, that's like $3 a month, I think. In the live chats and in the comment sections, you get cool progressive badges, and the longer you remember, the cooler ones you get. They progress into different colors and stuff, and I think they're pretty cool. But yeah, it's a cheap way to support us if you want. Head to our channel on desktop, hit the join button, and that's it. So there's Mike's and mine membership plug for the...
Well said. You wonder why I deferred it to you, if you want to use the word deferred.
Fair enough. All right, so we'll switch gears here. Topic number 3, the MLB offseason. Now, I'll be honest, I don't really have a concrete plan as to how to tackle this because there's a lot of stuff going on. Any thoughts as to...
We did promise to talk about the Twins and Donaldson first.
It's true. I'll start with Donaldson. Dark horse MVP pick. I honestly think that. He's got good protection in the lineup. I mean, he's got Kepler. Speaking of, video coming out tomorrow on Max Kepler. Nelson Cruz, Polanco. I mean, he's got tons of really good bats in that lineup. It's almost not even fair. He's back in the American League. He's hitting at target field. I think he's easily a dark horse MVP pick, at least for me.
I could see it.
Do good.
He does have one on his shelf already.
Yeah.
I think it's a big move for the Twins to want to finally get out from under the Yankees' thumb.
You think they can?
So I think they. Of course, any team can. You can miracles happen all the time in baseball. But as for do I think the Twins can improve? Absolutely. I think that they can make the right stride. An addition like Donaldson is scary, and in a division where the AL Central had the least parity to it last year. Mm-hmm. So if that sustains, the Twins are in pretty good position. I think it says a lot to their fan base and the league that they even went for him too, and they were able to secure his services. That's a big statement for them.
How much do the Twins really improve though with Donaldson? Their offense had already hit more home runs than any other team in the history of the sport. I mean, their offense is really good, but their pitching, did it even improve? I don't know if they got anybody. That's all they really need to do.
The best defense is more offense, as some people say.
I guess. but like their offense was already really, really good. I mean, Donaldson's great. Again, like I said, he's a MVP pick for me, but still, I mean, pitching is going to have to get a little better. I don't know if I can name 3 pitchers on their team.
I'll do it. Trevor May, Fortnite streamer.
I meant starting pitchers. I'm sorry.
Jose Barrios is the one that everyone will go with. So if you want to say Jose Barrios.
Is Odorizzi still on the team?
I believe so.
That counts. Got 1.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the Twins. But speaking of the Central, though, I guess we'll answer that second Q&A question we missed. The White Sox. I said this on the stream that was kind of broken the other day. They're my second AL wildcard team. I think they got a lot of good pieces in the offseason, and I think they will compete. I just can't see anybody from the East besides the Rays matching up with them, and the Rays are my first pick in the wild card. And in the West, I can't really see anybody from the West besides the A's, but I think the White Sox will have a better season than them, personally. So
I could throw the Red Sox in there, personally.
You think so?
I think that they're in the discussion.
Did they get better this offseason, though?
Well, they still have a very, very high ceiling if the pieces mesh well together.
Yeah. We'll have to see with them. I mean, last year was definitely means for concern, so we'll see if they can follow it up with a more 2018.
You could always rebound.
Yeah.
Look at the Giants when they had the odd years in that run.
That's a really good point, actually. That's fair. But White Sox, at least for me, second wildcard pick.
They're definitely in the discussion. We just have to see, like, it's the same thing. Or I feel like you can't really jump the gun on them or the Reds because you have to see how the pieces are going to mesh. Because people did the same thing with the Cleveland Browns, and they won, like, I want to say 7 or 8 games.
Poor Browns. Oh man.
I want to double check the Browns. I'm going to fact check myself.
You're a fact checker for the stream. I appreciate it.
Yeah. How many games did the Browns win this year?
Not enough. Or did the Packers
Not
win,
enough
by
is
way?
the...
Hey Siri. Packers score.
Browns
Sorry,
won
chat.
6 games, by the way.
Yep, 49ers won 37-20.
It's over?
Yep, rip Chris. Sorry, buddy.
So I have to make a Super Bowl prediction now. You know who's going to win the Super Bowl, Matt?
I don't.
The red team.
I wish I didn't ask. I wish I didn't answer your question.
I'll formally make it again on Twitter later.
Got it.
You guys heard it first, chat.
Any other off-season stuff? I know Nolan Arenado, the rumors aren't like, is it really justifiable to say they're heating up? Because nothing's really materialized. I mean, more people are talking about it.
I was going to say, the Yankees got the guy.
They did get a guy for a lot of money. Like,
they did.
North of $300 million. That's a lot of money. Any thoughts
That,
about
like,
Garrett Cole?
9 years is a big gamble. It means that they really, really think super highly of him.
Mm.
And people really want to delegitimize what the Astros did, but their pitching was fantastic. Look what they did with Charlie Morton.
They're ridiculous.
Yeah,
So
so
to make a video on
I think that there shouldn't be a question, because he was a number 1 pick too, so it's not like that he just suddenly became like a competent pitcher when he got to the Astros. Like, I think that with the Yankees team, he seems to be very, very excited to pitch for, as he won't like let anyone forget that he was a fan, which is good for him. You got to get fan base to buy into you after you came from the Astros, and Yankee fans do not want to talk about the Astros right now.
And he was drafted by the Yankees the first time around too.
Yeah, and he went to UCLA, and him and Trevor Bauer ate up college baseball for a little bit.
There you go. I just had something to say and I forgot. I really wanted to say it too. I'm kind of upset about it. Yeah, I totally forgot. Never mind. Any other off-season stuff? Really missing? I feel like it was a much bigger off-season than normal. I mean, Rendon signed with the Angels.
Rendon did sign.
That's going to be good for the Angels, obviously. I mean, I still don't, like, same thing with the Twins. You can only add so much offense. The Angels have nobody to really throw out there. Like, say it in a weird world. Yeah, say in a weird world, the Angels make the playoffs. Who do you throw game 1? Do you throw Ohtani game 1?
Shohei Ohtani.
But then who do you throw after that? Julio Teheran?
That's when it gets to, you got to see how guys do this. You're like Dylan Bundy could be the guy.
Or
Julio
Teheran. Dylan Bundy. And even Teheran, I mean, he was okay with the Braves, but like a 4 ERA. It's still a big gamble for a team that...
Guys, pitchers change a lot.
I know. But, I mean, when you have Mickey Callaway as your pitching coach, like, how much can they
Pretty
really
darn
change?
good pitching coach.
That's true. I shouldn't say that. Apparently, he was a good pitching coach. I take that back, Mickey. I'm sorry. I just have bad feelings still from the season past. Maybe they'll rehire him with Beltran gone.
Mets Twitter does not want to hear that.
That's true. I hope nobody from Mets
the only
Twitter's
comment
watching
on me.
this.
Mets Twitter is an interesting place.
It is. It is. It's true. Any other off-season topics you want to cover, Mike?
Nothing comes to mind.
All right. We'll do our last round of questions and answers then. We'll answer more than the last time since this will be our last topic.
Yeah, let's do that.
But if you have any questions, leave them below. It could be about me, Mike, both of us, the channel, life, anything you want. So drop them in the
let's take
comments.
questions for a little bit. I will monitor the chat.
Thanks, man. Appreciate
I
it.
assume that there's a slight stream delay, so I'm gonna wait for
That's fine.
people to come in.
Also, I'm glad, I don't want to jinx it, I'm glad the stream hasn't been banned. I'm glad it doesn't seem like it's crashed. So it seems like we're okay.
I personally don't believe in jinxes, so.
Oh, good. Then we're set.
Will DeGrom win his third Cy Young?
I'm biased. I'm gonna say yes. I don't know if he meant this season.
That's a tough
or in
one.
general.
How many people have even done that? Like, what are the odds, like, in
Um,
history of someone doing that?
Very low.
Like, I'm trying to think. Did like Randy Johnson do it?
Well, Scherzer
Like,
did it.
3 straight?
Oh no, not 3 straight. I thought he was just saying third in general.
Well, the other 2 are back to back, so it would be, if he's talking about this year, it would be his 3rd straight.
If I just assumed he meant in general, but he could be talking.
Well,
about
I
this
guess
year.
we're gonna have to be contingent. I'm looking on the thing right now. Like winners by pitcher, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people who have done it 3 times. Have any done it 3 in a row? Let's see.
Kershaw have 3. Kershaw has 3, right? Or just 2?
I'll go back to that grouping. Kershaw does have 3.
He does. He's the only
I'm
person
looking
in
at
the
the
modern
list of
era
the-
that I can think could win 3 in a row.
Scherzer has 3.
I mean, like 3 in a row. Kershaw's the only person who I can see.
I'm looking
Having
here. Randy Johnson won 4 in a row,
Oh my god.
as did Greg Maddux.
Okay, that makes sense. And Tony Gwynn still hit 430 off of him lifetime. Gotta love it. Didn't strike out once. The man Tony Gwynn, absolute legend.
There's no hitter like Tony Gwynn.
Nope, never. Still gotta do a video on him. We did that for a while. All right, more questions.
Do you think Gavin Lux will win the Rookie of the Year? Rookie of the Year is such a hard award to predict. Because you never know how guys are going to pan. Like, everyone thought Vlad Jr. was going to win. No disrespect to Vlad Jr., but...
Because I don't know many rookies personally, I'm gonna recuse myself from this topic.
I'm going to say this is not a cop-out, but he certainly has a very good... He probably has the best shot out of the guys in the pack.
Weren't they, like, I don't know if they were actually doing it, but weren't they trying to, not trying, wasn't it rumored that he might be traded for like a Mookie Betts package?
Rumored is the big word there.
Yeah.
Like, we have no idea.
But it was rumored, right?
Which currently ringless team do you think will break that first? So teams without championships. I think the obvious front runners at this stage in life are the Brewers and the Rays are probably the closest right now.
Which team wins it first?
Like, what team is going to get their first ring next, assuming it's baseball only?
I'm gonna say Brewers. I think it's gonna be the Brewers.
Brewers and the Rays are probably the closest.
Who else is there that hasn't won a ring?
San Diego, Colorado, Texas. Is that it? Nationals just won one, so I think that might be it. Sorry if I'm forgetting anybody.
Sounds about right. Yeah, I'm gonna say the Brewers. Lock that in there. Oh, what the hell did I just do? Sorry. Clicked on something I wasn't supposed to click on.
Any advice for YouTubers trying to produce MLB content?
You want to lead off, or you deferring it?
For MLB content specifically, make sure you really care about baseball. Is a big thing. Like, I feel some people have phoned it in for baseball.
That's a good point.
What about you? You got any? What's your number one piece of advice for baseball specific content?
How do I word it? I have an idea, but I want to make sure I word it correctly. Try and be unique in your own way. I mean, the baseball arena on YouTube, it's definitely growing, but it's still, I mean, relatively small. I mean, compared to like basketball, football even, it's pretty small. I can only name a handful of creators that are consistently making videos and are successful with them. So try and put your own spin on stuff. Try and be creative in your own way. And there are a lot of availabilities for like a niche position right now because it's so open. So make sure you stand out and do your best.
Do we play MLB The Show?
Yes.
I've been playing MLB The Show since 2006, so.
And actually, I'm not going to say that on the stream. Never mind. Excuse me. Yes, we play MLB The Show, though. Yeah.
I was specifically asked who my favorite pitcher of all time is. I'm going to lump you in on that, too.
Okay.
Favorite pitcher of all time. Do you have one offhand that you can save me some time?
I have two, maybe three. Okay, I'm gonna say three. There's like a three-way tie.
Throw them out there.
Rube Waddle, Jacob deGrom, and Randy Johnson. Those are my three.
Interesting pick on Randy Johnson, since you're also a very height-given lefty.
Yes. Excuse me. So what about you?
Pedro Martinez has to be up there for me.
That's a good choice.
I would say. All right. Favorite catcher of all time? Mike Piazza.
Yeah, easily.
All right, we can agree on that at least.
No competition there.
Do we think Trout and Rendon are the best duo in baseball?
I'm trying to think of anybody that even compares.
I'm gonna say probably.
Trying to think of like comparable ones. Freeman and Acuna comes to mind.
And Freeman. Yeah, Acuna and Freeman. Altuve and Bregman. Do you want us to count them?
No comment. I mean, the Yankees have so many duos. I don't even know who to grab from.
They do. How do you even pick one duo?
I guess they're like the most notable duo. Judge and Stanton, I guess, the two big power bats. Can't think of anybody else though. Arenado Blackmon.
Yelich and Kane are an interesting one.
I think Arenado Blackmon's better than Yelich and Kane, honestly.
To go back to the original question, I'm going to say probably.
I think definitely. I'm going to go with a definitely there. I can't think
Freeman
of
and Acuna is not far behind if they are behind.
But they're not that far, no. I mean, I just think that they aren't as good, period. So I think they have the sole number one spot. It's not like it's a tie or anything. But they're not far behind.
Okay. Who are the new manager predictions? Is an interesting one. It just all three teams probably have completely different ideas. That I personally think they could go pretty much anywhere. Mets especially, like the Mets could really like an internal candidate who would probably have an instant likability in the locker room, or they could want to do a 180 on the Beltran controversy and try to get someone who everyone will know from the get-go won't really put up with anything like that, since the hot topic is scandals.
You want me to throw out my predictions?
Go for it.
I think the Astros take Showalter. I think the Mets take, I want to say Bogart, but I'm going to say Rojas. And the Red Sox, didn't they just interview Dusty Baker?
They have not.
Astros. They didn't. I think
that was the Astros.
I don't think I have one for the Red Sox. I don't know who their candidates are.
Do we play fantasy baseball? I haven't, since I drafted the best team in 2018 and I won 3 games. So I just didn't want to do it again.
I've never played it. Personally, never played it. I really got into it.
I swear, I left the draft one year, 2 years ago, and everyone agreed that I had the best draft, and I won 3 games. So
that sucks. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that wasn't very fun.
It really stinks. I think we'll do, what, 5 minutes more for questions? 5 to 10?
Sure.
It seems like there's a lot more coming in.
Opinion on the Angels. need to win for Trout soon, or else he's going to get sad.
Not doing enough. I know Rendon was huge. I give them full
Getting
credit for
Rendon
that.
is
That's humongous. I shouldn't have worded it that way. Rendon was huge, but their lineup was already pretty decent. They need pitching so bad. So I think
they need to prove.
should've
I think
focused there.
they're in a position where they need to and should prove something soon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you think Bruce Bochy will manage any of the teams? I don't know Bruce Bochy personally, so I don't really know what's in his head, but my gut reaction is he should take a year off, enjoy life. He's earned it.
I don't think he does, personally. You never know. Baseball's unpredictable. I don't think so, though.
Opinion on the 2020 Mets. I think that they addressed their biggest need, which is bullpen. We just have to see how it works out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm confident. I was confident last year, too. I'm pretty confident, though, this year.
They had plenty of momentum at the end of the summer, so if they can, like, remember the good times and, like, work towards doing that again, I think that they're in very strong position. But, like, the recurring theme of my opinions on teams, we just have no idea until we get there.
Yeah.
That's how life works.
Most important player, though, I think, Edwin Diaz. Like, can he turn around?
And, yeah, absolutely. You can throw Familia in there, too.
Yeah, they're in, like, the same category.
Do you think the Yankees will ever win a World Series again? I think that it's safe to assume that in some point in all of the remainder of human history, they probably will.
It's a pretty safe answer.
Well, the question was, will they ever do it again?
Yeah, that's fair.
What if baseball lasts for like until the sun like destroys the planet in 4 billion years? I think they'll have a shot to do it. What about you? Do you agree?
Yeah, I think they're the favorite this year, honestly. I do. Especially with the Astros stuff, I think that turns them into a different monster. And most
How do you
of
think the public will react if the Astros like win like 90 plus games and make a deep postseason run or win the series this year?
I don't know. I mean, because you got to figure that they're doing it legit at that point. So maybe that actually helps them. Because like there are some people out there that are kind of irrational and automatically assume that the only way they won was because of that, and maybe if they win without it, maybe it'll change their minds. I don't know, but I feel like it would help them.
What if
more.
at their next walk-off home run, they immediately tear the jersey off to, like, disprove any buzzer rumors?
That would be great. They got to do that every time now. You know what?
They do have to not wear the buzzer though.
Astros are always skins. That's how you do it.
All right. Do you think the Angels make the wild? Very Angels-themed questions today. Do you think they make the wild card?
No, I'm sorry. I don't think so.
I'm gonna say they were close that like 2 years ago. I think that it really depends on pieces like Justin Upton and La Stella and the guys like Bundy and Tehran. Like their depth is gonna have to carry them there, or carry is the wrong word. Like how about be the final push? Not impossible, but they have an uphill battle. That's what I'll say.
I have made my displeasure with the Angels very clear this stream. They've got a lot more work to do. Also, before we get to the next question, shout out to Nicholas Rivero. I just saw your comment. I appreciated that. I just wanted to say thanks. So, sorry.
What was his comment, if you don't mind?
That's fine. He was saying, hey, just tuned in, shocked with the amount of views. Should be more, but keep it up, guys. You guys are talented. Just wanted to say thank you.
We appreciate that.
Appreciate it very much. Also, it seems like the viewers are going up, so maybe we should get to more questions, if you're okay with that.
Yeah, we could take more than... Maybe we can make our membership plug again.
Oh, boy.
Sorry,
70 people in the
wink,
chat.
Wink,
Wow.
wink, wink.
Oh, boy. I'm getting bullied.
I'm not bullying you. So I hope it wasn't perceived that way. If so, I apologize. Okay. All right, back to questions. How will the Yankees players' attitude be towards Cole? Do you think? I think that they're gonna think that they satisfied a huge need because a lot of the narrative was the Yankees don't have pitching. So I assume the locker room is gonna be thrilled to have him.
Can you repeat the question? Because something interesting just came into my head.
Like, how do you think the Yankees' attitude around Cole is going to be? They're probably going to be glad he's on their team.
I honestly thought by that question, like, he meant, like, considering he was on the Astros team. Like, I don't know.
I mean,
if
but he was a
during this
pitcher
stuff.
is a big part of it.
No, I know. But he's still, like, I'm sure even the pitchers know what's going on.
Well, even if they know, it's not like they actively did much that we know of, unless they had. I remember there was this game, MLB Power Pros, where you could kind of do the inverse of the Astros thing if you bought something, where you could see what the hitter thought was coming, which is like reverse Astros.
What game was that?
So, MLB Power Pros.
I've heard of that. Never played it. Oh, the Bigs.
Incredible.
I'm thinking of the
game.
Bigs.
Highly
in my
recommend.
head. Oh, that game was
Power
so bad.
Pros, highly recommend.
Thanks,
What-
Andrew.
and-
Sorry. Thank you, Andrew. Just saying thanks to him in the chat.
Okay, one more that I see. Did you want any more? Or
What's up?
because I said I see another one here.
Take a couple.
Thoughts on a possible team in Mexico, assuming that it's all in the clear with any possible regulatory issues. I think it would be cool, but I guess adding a team to a whole nother country opens up a different can of worms. So as long as MLB thinks that both sides are ready for that, I'd be on board with seeing it. It'd be cool.
Oh, somebody asked, where was it? Most regretted video. That's an interesting question. Do you have any most regretted videos, Mike?
That are still standing on the channel.
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe even not if you want to go that route that aren't on the channel. I think I know what
The
yours would be.
original 20 Reasons NFL video.
Yep.
I think that it was.
There it is.
I think that my part in it was not really good. I'll put it simply in hindsight.
Mine. I mean,
I'll use the very blunt word.
I have a lot. Honestly, I think every video I did for like the first year, I thought my narration was awful. My mic wasn't very good. Editing was just getting in there.
growing pains, though.
No,
That's
it's
just growing
true.
pain.
I can't listen to myself. Like I sound annoying. I just can't.
That's the first thing anyone has to get over. I feel like when they get into something like this,
Yeah.
being able to hear your own voice is something you got to get over.
Mm-hmm. How did we come up with the name Stark Raving Sports? Ask Mike. That's a Mike question.
Sure, I'll tell you. I asked my dad for name suggestions, and he gave me that.
Did you actually?
Yeah.
Oh, you may have told me that. I just
Thanks,
forgot.
Dad.
Thanks, Mike's dad. You're the best. It's really funny. Thank you, Xavier. I appreciate it. Let's see. Do we prefer Xander Bogaerts or Mookie Betts? I'm a big Betts boy. So
No offense to Xander Bogaerts, but I think
He's
he
great.
would take Mookie Betts.
Yeah.
They're both exceptional talents, though. Do you think Juan Soto is the next Albert Pujols? Foolish thinks he's the next Ted Williams. So I want to up the question a little bit.
Juan Soto's a dark horse MVP candidate for me in the
He
NL.
definitely is.
I think he's so good. I saw a question
He's like-
before. Somebody was asking like, who's your favorite player on like your least favorite team? Juan Soto, right there. I love him so much.
I'm not even sure I have a least favorite team.
Well, I mean, I don't hate that. Like, they're not my least favorite, but the Nationals aren't my favorite, obviously. Mets rival.
And like when you're young, I feel like you automatically pick like a rival. But now that I feel like baseball matured, now that I'm in my 20s, I don't know if I have necessarily a least favorite team.
Speaking of, I have a question for you actually.
Yeah.
Do you have like any like gripe towards the Yankees? Because like I don't hate them at all. I'm not like one of those Mets fans that just.
I
loathes
bet
the Yankees.
every fan in baseball has a natural jealousy, but if you want to liken that to a gripe, I guess so. But I feel like 29 fan bases have at least some subconscious yearning to be them.
Okay. All right. Mike, what's the plan? Think it's time to call it?
If you would like to call it, I think we should just remind any new viewers about the membership program. I'll do it really
Oh,
quick.
boy.
We have a membership program. You see ad breaks on shows all the time, Matt.
It's true.
It's got to be mentioned.
I know.
All right. Last thing, for anyone who wasn't here the previous time we did it, reminder, we do have a membership program where you can look into it fully on desktop. I'll give the Spark notes since Matt talked about it previously. I don't know why I said permanently. You can get extra perks from us with your YouTube subscription for a small monthly fee. So if anything extra, like sneak peeks of future videos and your name at the end screen sounds appealing, you could peruse over to that on desktop on our channel, the join button, and that's it. I don't think I was too
You did great,
negative
buddy.
there, but
You did
thank
great.
you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
One thing I'll say as to like the future of this show, I do want to do it more. The lag issue seems to be fixed. The fix seems to have worked, and hopefully the quality will continue to improve. Yeah, I mean, that's going to be it for this episode, though. I want to thank Mike for coming on. Thought we had a really cool discussion
Always
today.
A pleasure. Thank you for inviting me to your show. Of
course.
I recommend inviting future potential guests.
That's going to be all from us today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you're watching this as a video or currently in live time, thank you all very, very much. And we will talk to you in tomorrow's video at 2 p.m. We'll see you guys then.
2 p.m. Eastern.
2 p.m. Eastern. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Thank you, guys.